All right, so running analysis. All right, so we'll start on this left-hand side in here. Okay, so we're going to go through it in here. And we start in from there. Okay, so we're coming in and you're hitting toe first, which is really good. It's not as good as I would like it, but what we want to do is see how it comes down and you're kind of half flat-footed.
Yeah.
And you're landing in front of your midline of your body.
Yeah.
Okay, what we're going to do through a couple of different things is get you touching the ground underneath the midline of your body. So if we go from there, and we get you going, we want you to touch the ground there. Okay, what that does is provide the lower limb with a better angle to give you the production force to push off.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you're coming down, you're not reaching for the ground and clawing it forward. You're actually underneath yourself and you're on your toes and you're driving your foot that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the angle is different. At the moment, the angle is down from here there. We want the angle to be like there, and your foot to be here on the floor. And then that way, there's more power for you to push and go forward. So therefore, you get more knee drive. Your knee gets higher. So if you have a look and we go back.
Instead of doing this and doing
That's
that,
correct, yes.
you're doing this.
That's right, yes. Even more so to that, you're coming up and it's toe and then push. Because you're wasting energy if it's heel down to your toe and then pushing off forward. Okay? So we're trying to save energy and build power, basically. Right, so we get rid of this stuff here. Then we go into knee height. Okay, so knee height's not that bad, but it can be better. So we don't want to be straight line, right? So if we zoom in here, we don't want it to be where it's like a sprinter, where it's straight, right? Because we need to be agile. And for you to be agile, you've got to have low knees, but your lower limb needs to be pliable, moving. So we want to go from there. We want to get it in between those two lines. So we've got to build strength. We've got to build strength. The higher your knee goes, the more stride you cover from point A to point B in your steps. But the funny thing is we don't want to go too high because then you're running too straight and too rigid. Because in a football you got to go multi-directional. Is that understood?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So arms are probably the worst thing in your technique. Okay. So when we come into here, see how it starts off there pretty good. Okay, in that running stance. But then as it comes back, it goes in towards your midline of your body, and I'll show you in a minute on the right-hand side. Then it comes down and goes straight, and then goes outwards.
That's his left arm. Remember the one I always tell you about? It runs like his uncle. I don't know where he got that from.
Yeah. So we
Or I go like that.
For years, yeah. That
Oh,
left
really?
arm goes out like that.
yeah. So it comes out, and then it goes down. It needs to be there,
Okay.
and then when it comes forward, it needs to be there and there.
Yeah.
All right. So at the moment, yours is going straight. So if we go down and we go slow-mo, so we go back to here, if you can see it, it comes in, and it's nice drive, then it goes into the midline, and that's why it comes out.
Right.
And then it goes straight there,
Okay.
you see? And then what happens there is your shoulders come up. See your shoulder is above the bottom of your chin? Hey, see, you can look at the top of the black of the shoulder? So the reason why that happens is there because your body's talking. Come over here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we come into here.
He doesn't do that on his right arm, his back.
Oh, get rid of it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'll show you much. So we're coming into here.
That's what I do.
Yeah, so much. We go back.
Left arm. Told you, do it.
So it comes out. Look, see how far it comes out?
Yeah.
And then what that does is that your body has to compensate for those arms. So if we're getting really nitty gritty now, if you look at the top of the midline, right? The midline of your body. Okay, that's where your head is, and that's where your foot lands. So can you see how far you are out that side of the straight line?
Yeah.
Right, so if we come across, look at your head move.
Yeah.
And see how your body's now going towards that way.
Yeah.
So it goes this way and that way. Right, we want it to go straight. It shouldn't be moving at all.
Okay.
Right, so if we go through this now, you can see how it goes right and left pretty quickly. That's all because of your arms, nothing else.
Right.
If we correct your arms from coming all the way out by preventing them going into the midline, look how it covers a Jordan symbol.
Yeah.
It should be going from pocket to chin. Right, so that's the coaching cue. So when you're running, It needs to go pocket to chin. That goes nowhere near your chin, and it just comes past your pocket, right? And that's what creates your torque and your angle and your movement, and that then creates this business here. Where is it there? So here, so you can see the point of this shoulder is there, and then we're coming down to that shoulder there.
Yeah.
And then so you can see how it moves like that, right? So this all, and then to compensate, have a look at your lower leg. See how it's underneath
Yeah.
and pointing to the side. So if we go into here now and investigate this, we come into this scenario, and you're landing. You come into your foot, it's straight, and then because your arms are swinging now behind your back, watch how it compensates.
Yeah.
So now you're pushing off your big toe,
Right.
and that's it. So if I fast forward it, you'll see it closer up. So see how it comes in, and the ankle locks here, and then it moves out now,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And that's because, see the arm at the back is out,
Okay.
right? So we want to make sure that we correct these things because you're wasting energy, right? The power is going into compensating for the running style where it's going from right, from right to left. And then the bottom half has to compensate because otherwise it keeps you balanced. So if we correct these little things, then your footwork with the ball will get even quicker because you'll have less lactic acid.
And how do we correct these things?
It's
Working on your running technique, or is it just
no.
strengthening?
There's things that we do here.
Yeah.
There's things that he'll be doing home in front of the mirror, and then it'll be strengthening as we're on to it. All right. And then finally your head. So we get out of this. We get down. The head stays straight, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason you put your head down and you drive at the start. So there.
Yeah.
Remember I told you that before?
Yeah.
Why do you put your head down? And you said you had no idea. So look, so when your head's down here, that's not good enough. When you're a footballer, the head needs to be up.
Yeah.
So we're going to correct the technique so it allows you. So what people do when they put their head down is they want to power their arms in like this. You can't do that because then you're losing sight of situation, defenders, the ball, losing sight of everything. So you've got to keep your head up, but have the ability to go bang and have a look and keep going.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So we'll go through different aspects of training that will focus on these things in your running technique.
Yeah.
Right? I'll give you some stuff to do now at home. It'll be homework-based stuff where you go up against the wall, you've got to push to create the angle for your feet. You'll do some stuff at home from the mirror,
Yeah.
right, to create the angle for your hands. And then I'll correct it all in a big bundle here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it up and I'll send you the link.